Would anybody like to do the recap?
I can do the recap.
Okay, go for it.
Last time on the Meddlers of Mischief, the party awoke the day after their mad dash from the goblin settlement and continued their journey out of the swamp. However, their efforts were thwarted as fatigue and fog left them disoriented. While pausing to regain their bearings, they heard a goblin patrol approaching. Quickly, the party hid their presence, unfortunately leaving Whiskey exposed, and the scouts instantly quickly fired upon him. Outraged by this action, Stig leapt into action, his glaive slicing savagely through flesh and sinew, the rest quick to follow. Despite dispatching the scouts, the party knew that the rest were not far behind, and after patching up Whiskey, the party made haste. Pressing through the underbrush, the party made good time, that is, until they once again faced the river. Though Beauregard carried Cairduin and Galliford across in short time, Bear Nix struggled just to keep her and Stig afloat, but with a little help from her passenger she was able to reach the other side. With the river between them and their pursuers, the party, at Stig's suggestion, bedded down at a nearby abandoned church for the night. But in the early morning hours, a blood-sucking undead appeared in their midst, clamping its jaws onto Stig. Despite his struggle, the loss of blood was quickly subduing his ability to resist. The others, awoken from their slumbers, joined the battle. As it was struck, the creature disgorged its meal, dousing the party in caustic blood and bile. Over the commotion, the whimpers of Whiskey once again drove Stig into a frenzy, and with one mighty blow cleaved the creature in two. Though the party stood victorious, there was no cause for celebration, for they were unable to reach Stig's loyal mastiff before succumbing to his burns. After scouring the hidden crypt of its treasures, the party looked onward respectively. As the ambient morning light began to brighten into day, Stig laid his best friend to his final resting place. With the dark forest having taken another from them, will the party be able to escape Herman, and how many will walk out when they do? Find out now on the Meddlers of Mischief, Goblins to Witches. Stig just lost his mastiff, don't ask why. Completing every mission in bandages and stitches. Noble bumps the ditches, we're your guys.
Wow.
I want you to write that out, and I'm gonna try and sing that and record it for like a little YouTube thing as like an intro for the Meddlers of Mischief.
I wrote it in the chat right above Cairduin's Creek bonfire.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
that's...
okay.
I kind of filled the chat with spells.
So yes, Chris, I added the third line specifically for tonight.
Don't ask why.
No, Stig just lost his mastiff.
Oh. All right. Give yourself a point of inspiration.
I will take the bonus XP. Thank you.
Okay. So
I
yeah.
deserve it for the song at least.
So you guys see Stig around the corner. He's holding his dear Whiskey in his arms, mourning the loss of his friend. What do you guys do?
Did we do the burial at the end of last session?
I think we did not. He's just sitting there.
We should bury him and put him to rest.
Stig will look up and goes, I want him cremated.
I was about to ask, I don't know if this place is full of undead if we want to risk him coming back. But I can start a pyre if you want him cremated.
I think that would be for the best.
Beauregard, don't start getting froggy with this body, dude. I got real nervous when somebody else started moving him. Um, I don't know if we want to set up a pyre for him, or if you just want me to hit the ignition button.
Yeah, Stig is kind of in a daze right now. He seems a little unresponsive.
All right. Gallenford, do you want to maybe help me get some stones so we can, or some logs or something to make it, I don't know, look nice?
Yeah. There's enough stone rubble around here. We should be able to do this pretty quick.
Okay. Then I'll work with Gallenford to start putting stones in like a small square or rectangle or something to put the body on, and then I can cast Great Bonfire to cremate him.
Okay.
Once we've done that and the bonfire is started, Gallenford will just try to say a few words to send them off.
What do you say?
um.
All right. Hello? Sorry about that.
I would remove my hat in respect and kind of just bow my head and be like, "You're an awesome companion to Stig. And in my eyes, you're just as much a member of the Meddlers of Mischief as the rest of us. You will be missed. Your deeds were epic and honorable. You deserve only the best. So we send you off now, into the light, away from this dreary place. We will see you again." And I'll kind of just pat Stig's shoulder, hoping there's some acknowledgement from him.
He will acknowledge your pat.
Not sure if it was taken off beforehand, but if it was or wasn't, if it was me, I would keep the collar as we leave this place.
He'll take the collar.
All right. You remove his collar. You lay Whiskey down to rest. What do you do? What are you guys doing?
Well,
We should probably be on our way at this point.
all right. the hell was that?
Is
Oh
that
my
from
God.
your app?
Dude, it was working just fine, and I don't know what I did. There we go. That's so weird. I apologize.
What? Oh, okay. Create bonfire. I see it now.
Yeah. That way we can cremate the body.
All right. The piece. The embers go up. Smoke begins to rise, and whiskey's laid to rest.
Now, if I remember correctly, we agreed to not head south since that's still an unknown, but to head north up out of this place.
Is that what you guys are all deciding to do?
I'm posing the question to see if everyone agrees.
Sorry, I, I don't know. It,
You all hear Nyx yell that out up into the sky.
Next, try not to yell.
So what we doing?
You tell me.
I'm asking the
Well,
party.
before we set off, let me try to bolster some of us frontliners a little bit more. Or actually, this time I think I'll just bolster Stig, Carradine, and Nyx as Gallifrey kind of takes a pose with his rapier in front of him. A glyph appears beneath all three of you. I didn't write a rhyme for this one yet, but as he starts muttering some words, images of warriors, ghostly, like ethereal images of people who look very similar to him in musketeer like outfits appear behind you guys, almost like an aura enveloping you as I cast aid on you guys.
All right. You all feel this magical energy kind of flow through you and through Gallenford's spell casting.
I'm casting at 3rd level, so you guys gain 10 HP and your max goes up by 10 for 8 hours.
oh, by 10. That's pretty awesome.
What level are you casting this at?
Third,
Okay.
he's casting it one level above.
All right, so north we go, and then we'll try and find one of the passages out of this place and figure out where to go from there. I think we'll have to cross the mountains.
Stig will turn around. Anywhere's better than here.
Didn't we have a map of this place?
Did you? I think.
I think we got one as we were leaving. Yeah, no matter what, we're gonna have to pass the mountains. I remember there was talk about a passage, I think somewhere around this area as I'm pointing at the map. And then,
Uh,
of course, there's that route around there, but that's extreme water. But I guess we'll find out more once we get up there. It's gonna be a long trek, so we might as well get going before other things get on our trail.
Is it still foggy?
There is a morning. There is a morning fog. Yes.
Well, we can't really rely on Morgan, so I guess Stig will see if he can find the path.
As you're getting ready to head out, Caradon, you notice you don't see Beauregard next to you.
Great. Our one horse has disappeared yet again. I'll start calling out for him and trying to find him.
You do recall that he entered the church.
Oh, I will head into the church.
Easy enough. I mean, you find him, you turn down, and you see him gnawing on the remains of the charred vampire.
Bonacard, what are you doing? We have to leave. I'm gonna cautiously approach him and kind of like, not behind him, but to the side, and kind of just poke at him a little bit.
Okay.
His fleshy bits.
He kind of turns his head to you with his red glowing eyes. You now see that he now has like these long canines sticking out, as long as the vampire's teeth.
Are you ready to go?
He kind of nudges your head.
All right, let's get going. And I will turn around, very stiff movements, and as I'm really not sure what the fuck is going on, and I will take very big steps out of the church.
All right.
I feel like your dark horse is leveling up while it's here.
I feel like it's going to be more than just a dark horse when we get back.
Watch, it's gonna evolve into like a nightmare.
That would be pretty cool.
All right. Stig, you give me a survival check with advantage because you know this area even in the fog. So. All right. Yeah. You're confident. You know which way's north. You guys travel for the day, following behind Stig. Uh, it's quiet. It's like that eerie quiet in the fog that when you go outside in the fog and it's just super quiet. It's like that. Um, you travel through the day.
I'll try to keep a eye out on our surroundings, and even though it's foggy, just in case.
All right. Give me a perception check with disadvantage. You're keeping it. You're looking around. You're keeping an ear out, but you're not really hearing or seeing anything other than the trees creaking in the forest. As you could tell it's getting close to night. As it's getting darker, but the spirits are beginning to rise. Do you wish to press on through the evening, or what are you guys doing?
Um, as much as I don't want to stop, there's too many unknowns at night, so it might be wise to take shelter in the dome and try and hide it with some of the brush again.
Yeah, I can start setting up the dome.
I'm starting to feel like the dome's not doing much. I mean, other than giving us cover for the night. Because each time we go to bed, something somehow wiggles its way inside.
Well, let me see if I can do a better job at adding onto the hut.
I think we should be more concerned about protecting underneath us. I don't think I can set up a dome in reverse. So,
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
You-
It's
you're
about the same as normal.
you all you're seeing is like pine needles. You're not. You're. Why are you rolling at disadvantage?
Oh, whoops.
Yep. You're. It's about the same as the same as you're on par. The dome is getting up, and you do notice that there are more spirits around you than you guys have usually encountered. They're kind of check like they're kind of circling you a bit. There are definitely more of a presence.
Um, I pull out what remains of the chocolate cake from inside the uh, the bag of holding, and I'm gonna set it outside next to some flowers that I druid craft and say, "Spirits, come out! I brought a treat."
Okay. Curiously, they look at the cake and they're wondering what it is. They try to touch it. And then, you definitely got some of their attention.
Um, if you want, I can describe to you what it tastes like. It's really good. It's from a really nice bakery back in. I don't remember things anymore. My brain has been so foggy recently, but it was a good place. Other than the time that we got sealed up in rooms because of I don't even remember why.
Um,
If
if,
only
any,
we can communicate with them.
if anybody would like, you guys can all give me perception checks.
Is there perception?
Yep. Stay, you're just too depressed.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Um, Gallonford, Nix, let's see, Caradwin's still working on the dome. Yep, Caradwin, you're still preoccupied. You're preoccupied, you're trying to hurry this dome up. Um, you guys, Gallonford and Nix, you kind of notice that they're kind of drawn to you, Gallonford. They're like something's attracting them to you specifically.
Oh, it might be that cursed book in my bag. This doesn't make sense. I thought interplanar dimensional things would mask such items.
What's that supposed to do? Bring them back from the dead?
I actually have no idea. The thing seemed very creepy. I didn't feel comfortable touching it. Caradwin,
Um,
I showed Caradwin, well, she's preoccupied now, but I don't think she discerned too much when she first looked at it.
I'm gonna use my amulet to cast protection from evil and good, and because I don't know, that thing's creepy.
Um, you touch one living creature. So
I touch Gallenford's shoulder.
okay, oh yeah, that's right. You're casting it through the amulet, which does not require
Yeah.
the components. So they kind of all the creatures kind of back away and they kind of lose interest and they're starting to disperse and go about what they normally have.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Yeah, just be very, very careful and try not to touch it. And I'll pull it out, pull the cloth that it's wrapped up in, and kind of unfold it. So it's sitting on the cloth like I did before.
Okay. What are you trying to discern next?
Well, I'm trying to discern if perhaps this thing might. Well, I don't have the spell, but it might be magical of sorts.
Um, y-
Fixed it.
you can give me an Arcana check.
Uh,
Um, from what you remember of last night,
Nope.
and from what Caradwin said, that this is called the Necronomicon. It is a magical book, but you don't know of exactly what it can do.
Um, I'm going to use um the cloth and try to open the book.
Okay, it is wrapped in a chain.
Oh, it's in the chain.
It's wrapped in a small chain, so you have to unwrap the chain and open it up.
Well, what more do I have to lose? And then I try to attempt uh, to open it by grabbing a random stick and seeing if I can pry it open.
Give me a dexterity check.
Yeah. 9.
You're trying to stick this stick in between the chains and trying to unravel it, but you're like you're like 10 feet away. Like it's like you're operating a 10-foot pole. You got this really long branch, but you're not. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
You're not as accurate as you would like.
I throw the stick in frustration and say, "Well, I guess maybe we should leave it to the smart people then."
And I'll look over to see if Carrotwin's finished with the dome. Be like, hey, Carrotwin, do you wanna take another look at this thing? It seems to be attracting the spirits.
Caradwin?
God, my mic. I just my mic discipline is bad today. Yes, I was saying that. Yeah, I'll take a closer look. I just wasn't sure if 11 minutes had passed.
Yeah. By this time, you would have got the dome would be up.
All right, then. Yeah, I'll take the time to inspect the book further.
Okay, so you take the book from Gallenford. So you plan on opening and touching this book, right?
Uh, yeah, I don't see why not.
The moment you touch it with your actual hands, Gallenfoil will just kind of stand up suddenly and gasp, like, and then just watch to see if anything happens to you.
Caradwin begins to wither away like a soulless husk. Nothing happens.
Honestly,
That would
I
have been the
think-
funniest prank if you had an illusion that made it look like that happened.
Oh my god, I don't think I have minor illusion prepared right now. Honestly, I think. Oh,
if you were
sorry,
a
go ahead.
changeling, you could do that.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny. No, I think after my midnight escapade of trying to look through the book without anybody knowing, Caradwin would just grab it without thinking about it, and the moment Gallenford gasps, she would drop it like, "Oh shit, I forgot."
What are you doing? I told you not to touch it with your hands.
Sorry, I just got distracted. I'm used to handling books all the time. I work in a library.
I would grab Caradwin's hand at this point and just look it over like, doesn't look like anything's happening. And I'm just inspecting Caradwin's hand to see if like any dark marks are appearing or look like she's suddenly been poisoned or anything weird.
Her hands look fine as they reach out and strangle your throat. But no, they're fine.
Sorry, but nothing happened, so that's a good sign?
I
Question
guess
mark?
so.
Then I will, well, shit, if nothing happened now, I guess I can attempt it. And I'll slowly kind of... I'll just pick up the book again.
Okay.
Gallenford is
Nothing
just
happened.
watching intently just to see if during the whole time you're going through the book if anything weird happens. So like that person who's like sitting right next to you just staring awkwardly.
You open the book, and this it literally is like the mummy when she opens the book and the gust of wind. A gust of wind somehow goes through the dome and blows at the bonfire.
Well, that's really ominous.
Again, you guys see these images of and this writing. You guys you can't read the writing. And you don't know what it says, but you do see disturbing images of like demons. Looks like rituals of some kind. It's a really fucked up book. And each page is like that of really thin paper like leather or skin. And she's kind of looking through it. Carrigan, what are you trying to discern by studying this book? What are you trying to get out of it? Or whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's really looking for anything that she can pull out of it, because it's last time she looked through it, it was pretty unsuccessful. So this time she's looking for literally anything that she could grasp onto and say, okay, that I understand.
Yeah,
I know what that means.
The first time you were looking through, you were just kind of doing a browsing because it was late at night and you're hiding. Now you kind of give me a. Okay, so you're trying to grasp for. Give me a little more specific.
If there's anything arcane, any spells perhaps that I could recognize as like a starting place, since this feels kind of like a ritual book. If there are any spells or spell sigils or arcane runes that I can recognize, and then kind of go deeper from there. Of like, okay, I know what that is. Let's see if I can figure out what is associated with that in this book.
Okay, give me an Arcana check. Oh, fuck.
Roll 20 app for the win. Let's go.
You do notice one of the things that does catch your eye is definitely a section about it looks like has magical circles, and one of them is the exact same summoning circle that Gallenford drew in his notebook that he saw in the witch's hut.
Okay. But I wasn't able to figure anything out from that summoning circle last time I tried to look at it, right?
Correct. You just knew some
Okay.
sort of summoning circle.
Okay. Then I'll keep looking for other spells or rituals that might be in there. But I will keep note of that page so I can come back to it later.
Okay. Give me another Arcana check.
Let's see, it's loading. Okay, there you go.
You do. There's definitely a lot of spells in here that look like a lot of rituals. Like, you definitely see one that seems very similar to raising the dead. And definitely, yeah, definitely like you could definitely raise the dead, taking control of creature and taking command of them.
Ooh.
Is there a picture of Beauregard in there somewhere?
Are you keeping an eye out for a horse like image?
Yes, 100%. I'm gonna see if. Who knows? God only knows.
Give me a perception check.
All right. Oops. Hold on. There we go.
Um, I'll use the first roll, and you do see an image of an undead horse.
Fantastic. Any information I can glean from this, I'm definitely going to spend a little more time on this page.
Just in big words, it says no.
There is writing, but you can't read the writing.
Oh, I can fix that.
If you remember last time, are you doing a ritual or the spell slot?
I will have to do a ritual because I don't have it prepared right now.
Okay. You guys see Caradwen beginning to cast a ritual on herself for the book.
She must have stumbled upon something.
This is a ritual you guys have seen her do before. Is there anything you guys wish to do while she's casting this spell?
Don't feel comfortable getting outside of the dome. I'm probably just going to start writing down in my journal the events of today and that creepy vampire and the stuff we found.
Okay.
I think Stig is going to turn in early.
All right. Yeah, you still have those gauntlets and that great sword. Nix, is there anything you wish to do?
No, I think I'll just be patient for now.
Okay, give me a perception check, Nix. You hear crying. Is this similar crying as you heard when you were in that dark forest by yourself?
Uh-oh. Um, I make my way towards the noise.
You would have to. It's outside and it is a distance away.
Hmm. I guess instead I'll just be like, guys, I hear it crying outside.
Crying where?
Do any of us hear the crying?
No.
Oh.
They sound really sad.
I'm
Oh, go ahead.
a little too worried to venture out of this dome. Could be some type of spirit.
I've heard it before.
You've heard this
Back
crying before?
When I was dead, I think.
That doesn't seem right. We can see
You said
outside
that
the dome, right?
You can see outside, yeah. I mean, it's still a bit foggy out, but you can see out.
Does any of our surroundings that you can kind of discern look familiar?
Does it look familiar?
Um, other
Am I
than
dreaming?
is this forest, is very similar to the forest that you were in. But this is not like the exact spot that you woke up in when you were dead.
Not the same forest, but same crying. The thing was. It's hard to explain, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was human. At least I don't think it was. More like a blob.
A blob?
I mean, it wasn't pretty, but it didn't seem like it was gonna hurt me.
How
It's
clearly are you
not a.
hearing it right now?
How clearly?
It's clear, but you can definitely tell again it's in a far distance.
It's kind of far from here. If we were to follow it, we would have to leave the dome. But I don't think Herden wants to go and have to recast the spell again in order to go investigate.
And as she says that, I still can't hear that either.
Nope.
My eyes are kind of turning to the the book. I'm wondering if that thing's responsible.
Kerdwin, your the 10 minutes would be definitely the ritual would have been complete. Again, you're having trouble reading. It's like a combination of three languages morphed into one. It's like multiple authors have come together to write this book. And if you remember that there's multiple books out there, do you think this is just one volume of it? And going through, you think this is about summoning and controlling certain different types of creatures.
Okay. But I'm not able. Am I able to determine the languages that are used in the writing of this book?
What languages can you speak?
I can speak Common, Elven, Dwarven, and Infernal currently.
Oh, okay, that's right. Correction. Is a combination of four languages. You can definitely tell there's infernal language in this. Give me an intelligence check to see if you can recognize the other three.
Just straight intelligence?
Yes. You recognize another language. Two languages. One of them is Abyssal, and the other one is what is it? A very old form of Eldritch.
Oh. Oh, like deep speech?
Deep
or...
speech. Yeah, like...
Okay.
I gotta bring up.
Okay, interesting.
See if I can find it.
Infernal, Eldritch, and deep speech, but the fourth language I'm not able to recognize right now.
No.
Okay. Interesting. Well, so I guess that also means that I don't have a way then to decipher. So I know what the spells do, but I can't decipher them in a way to copy them into my spellbook.
Right, you can recognize some of them just by you can discern what they probably do, but you're not 100% certain because of the languages.
Okay.
The pictures give a lot, but
Yeah, I'll say, well, I found a creepy image of a horse that may be like Bonogard, but I can't decipher this. Unfortunately, it's too much of a muddled mess of 4 different languages, which makes it hard, even with spellcasting, to decipher what this is saying. I have been able to pick out a few things. I know that this is written partially in Infernal, Abyssal, and Deep Speech, which is in Old Eldritch language. I can't recognize the 4th language, but a lot of this has to do with summoning and control. Summoning what? I'm not exactly sure. Potentially undead. There are some notes of that, it seems. But otherwise, there's still a lot of mystery hidden in here. I'd like to be able to say or understand more, but I don't have the capacity for that. I will say we definitely need to figure out what to do with this book before we get back to the Empire. Because we're already a little bit on thin ice with the university, given the last thing that I took out. So we may want to figure out where your god wants us to deliver this. And if he doesn't give us an answer, or she or they don't give us an answer, then we should take it to the university and say we went to that witch at the behest of that god, and this is what we found, and we need it to be hidden. Which is not the ideal
Agreed.
path, I think.
I'll attempt to make contact again tonight. And then, I don't know, for now we'll just move forward, just make sure we can get out of this dark place.
There is one last thing I want to check on the book that I just thought of. Are there any wards attached to it that might either block communication or that might be like a locate object spell or something? Like if there's any tracking measures on here, or if there's any wards that are not built into the book itself, like somebody else added.
Okay, so
some
you're
sort
not
of
looking
protection.
in the book, you're looking on the book.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if anything was added by that witch to either be able to discern where this thing is, or if the book has any words on it to prevent it from being like located or something by other. Yeah, any additions that aren't
Okay.
that are foreign.
Right.
I guess is the best way to put it.
Give me an Arcana check.
If it helps, I do know the Glyph of Warding spell. I don't know if that actually does anything there.
Give me an Arcana check, since you're looking
Alright.
for magical effects. Yeah, there is definitely a tracking spell on this book.
And am I able to tell if it's because there are limitations to like clairvoyance or something where it can't go through like an inch of lead? Does this have like any am I able to tell if this has any restrictions on it? Or is that why or even if it goes in the bag of holding, it still will be able to be tracked through that?
With your check, you believe that this is such an ancient and powerful book, and the person who might have cast it who had it for such a long time can maybe able to get rid of those most of those limitations, like through a bag of holding. And you believe that this kind of just gives off an aura in itself that attracts certain that attracts things that perhaps somebody good or whatnot wouldn't want something attracted to. But yeah, you can definitely tell that the tracking spell on this is like upgraded.
Well, I'm gonna Gallenford, you can put this back in the bag of holding, but I've got bad news and even worse news.
Captain, you kind of stuff in your own bag.
Oh, okay. I put it back in my bag then. Um, bad news
I
and worse
would.
news.
Is the worst news that you're not handing it back to me to put in the bag of holding? As my eyes go away from my journal, noticing you slipping it into your bag.
Well, it's definitely a part of it. The bad news is that this thing exhibits such a strong. This thing is ancient, and the magic attached to it and associated with it is easily recognizable. That just the presence of it, as we I think have seen with the spirits, kind of draws them in. And I think any creature within a vicinity might just be aware of its presence. The worst news is that there is a tracking spell on it that is been heavily modified through years of working on it so that it can be found no matter where the book is, even in, say, a pocket dimension inside of a bag of holding. So no matter what, we're fucked.
You can always try to attempt to remove it.
I do not have Dispel Magic, unfortunately. That was going to be level 6, but I'm not there yet.
I will say, I believe in our game notes that we have a book that has a Nomengard spellbook, has Detect Magic written in it.
Detect Magic, but not Dispel. I have Detect Magic as well.
Right. I'm just a barbarian fighter. I don't know magic.
I mean, Detect Magic, the only thing it would really do is just blind me, I think. I don't know. Or I guess it would tell me the types of spell casting that is associated with this, but I think I have enough information to know that at this point, I don't know.
So even though we have these earrings that allow us to not be really tracked or mind messed with, they can just track the item even in the bag of holding.
It's, yeah, the book is what's giving us away. So unless we had a very, very, very thick and heavy case of lead, at least a foot thick on every side, there's no way I think we can hide this thing.
You think a grand cathedral might be able to hide this better than you can?
Something literally blessed by the gods would be needed to hide this thing.
Then it sounds like we're gonna have a race in the morning.
Isn't there also a spell that prevents scrying and magical detection?
I don't have that spell either. And I don't think any of our spell books do.
I'm just saying that we just need to find somebody who does. We don't need the Grand Cathedral specifically.
That's true.
Again, fighter barbarian don't know about magic. I'm also asleep.
Sig's talking in his sleep.
Find it. Cast non-detection. Yeah, I think our options are very limited. We need to be quick, and yes, unfortunately, Nix, there is no good news.
At least if I use protection from evil and good, it makes the spirits go away for a little bit.
That is something. It's better than what we were at just a second ago.
How long does that spell last? Oh, 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, yeah, the spell has definitely worn off of you, Gallenford, and the spirits are kind of now kind of gathering around the dome.
Well,
Alright, yep, in the morning we're gonna have to move fast, everyone.
well, that's assuming they don't get to us while we're sleeping. I mean, I don't know how far south or north they'd have to go to cross the river. But there's always a chance they're making that crossing now. And if they went north to find that crossing,
Well, I'm hoping, since it looked like they didn't even attempt to cross, that if they do send anyone, it's maybe just like a small group or a particular creature that maybe we could hold off if it comes to it. Trying to be optimistic here. We're gonna make it through this.
There is another thing that we could try to do that might at least delay our return home. There is the Lady of the Lake. It would be in a direction that I don't think they might expect. It got very quiet. Was it that bad of an idea?
Gallifrey kind of sucked in his breath, which is what I actually did as I'm thinking this over.
I'm just saying, if she's as powerful as, legends say, then she can either get us out of here quicker or at least offer some protections for us against the witch.
This is true. I do agree with that.
And it's, I
It
think,
is also
technically
a huge
closer.
gamble.
It is a gamble, but it's closer. Either way, we have to cross the mountains north. At least this takes us in a direction that, again, I don't think they would necessarily expect us to go. They have no reason to believe we're associated with her. I don't know. That's just an option.
Strongly considering it, but I feel unfair saying yes until Stig is awake. So maybe we should just get through the night with someone doing their watch. And then as we're moving in the morning, we can discuss, since it'll take a while to get to the crossing of the river anyways.
Fair enough. I think that's doable.
Someone wants to do the first watch, and I'll take the
I'll
watch when
take the
it's
first one.
darkest.
I can use Morgan to kind of keep an eye out around the dome currently.
And I'll see if I can get a response as I'm going to sleep this time. And once again, I will just call out to the voice, since he has yet to give me a name. The speaker to the stage.
Okay.
We have what you requested. What now?
You again do not get a response.
And as I'm like sitting there meditating, I doze off frustrated until I'm awakened from my watch.
All right. Night goes off. No issues this night. The dome does only last for 8 hours, so early in the morning the dome disappears, and you guys are surrounded by undead spirits, but no damage has come upon you.
Well, I suppose we should get going then.
In the morning, which will be my normal routine, I do my aid spell. For now, I will keep it on Stig, Caradwin, and Nyx.
I will cast Mage Armor immediately as I wake up as well.
And then I will usher us to get moving as we discuss instead of standing still and discussing.
I agree. Stig, I'll fill you in on what we discussed yesterday while you were sleeping, and await your suggestion on the Lady of the Lake.
The fog is not here this morning.
Potentially a good sign?
So, Stig, to summarize, as we're like speed walking through the woods,
Which way you going?
I mean, I figure we can just head straight north for now, and then whatever our decision is, either we head to the slightly northeast or northwest along the river. But for now, we
which
might
is
as well just
exactly what
head,
I was thinking.
yeah, just straight north.
And I'll just tell Stig, Karen kind of discerned more on the book, and in turn found that despite the bag of holding, it's got a pretty powerful spell on it to track it. Neither of us knows how to dispel anything as of yet. We should probably look into that, Caradwin. But um, that's why we're walking pretty fast. Hope you can keep up. Uh, we either need to get across the mountains back home really quick, or we can cross over these other mountains, and as I'm pointing at the map, towards the lake, where we heard rumor that there is the Lady of the Lake that might be able to do something. Um, I know you've been out here longer. I'm not sure if you have any advice or what would you suggest. We'll kind of base our direction off of what you think.
I don't know. I guess the lake is closer. I don't think we'll be truly safe until we're out of this wretched place.
That is true. And Carowin, I mentioned this was a gamble because, if I remember correctly, it's more dangerous on the other side until you get to the lake.
Well, there is also kind of a benefit to that, too. It'll be harder to chase us through there for them. Potentially.
Maybe, but if we're like a homing beacon for all things that are like dark and undead, then going to a place more dangerous and attracting them to us could be scary.
For sure. But, I don't know. I feel like either way, we're in a danger zone. It's going to take us a lot longer to get to crossing the mountains than it would be to get to the lake. Our closest potential safe haven would be there. But I also don't mind risking. I don't know. I think, really honestly, it comes down to like a coin flip for me. I think no matter what, we're fucked.
Guess I am looking at this on the map, and the distance from the mountains to the lake, depending if we cross at the right spot, versus what we've been doing so far.
We might be able to make it in a day from the base of the mountains to the lake. Especially if we push it. I mean, if we take a day off of sleeping, we could make it to the lake without stopping and encountering something. Very early in the morning, once daylight breaks, make a mad dash for it all the way there. I mean, if we
Yeah, let's
break
do
off
it.
right here. Let's see, it'd be help if I could draw. Circle. If we exit the mountains here, it would be, I think that's how far we move in a day between these 2 points.
Yep, let's go for it.
All right. Well, I guess we have a plan. Nix, do you agree?
I mean, I guess that's fine. If you guys need, I can turn into a horse.
Actually, that could really make or break us. That would be really good. Yeah, because 2 of us can ride on Beauregard, and then if you turn into a horse, we'd have a lot more speed to make that distance. Stig?
What?
The lake or just to the mountains?
Whatever.
It's probably gonna take him some time.
No, fair enough. I won't press the issue. Um, to the lake it is.
All right. You guys are having this conversation while you're traveling. It's getting close. It's getting close to nighttime. The spirits are beginning to rise.
Are we at the river's edge here or close to it?
You are where the green dot is.
Oh, okay. I thought we started here. My bad. Okay. Then yeah, same routine. Put up the dome.
Okay. Next, as when it's getting dark out, you hear that crying again, and you heard it all last night too.
Here. Oh. Carradin's already made the dome.
She's making the dome.
Okay. While she's making the dome, I'm gonna search for that noise for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna rush back after 5 minutes.
If you try to move away from the group, Gallifrey will at least get your shoulder and be like, "Don't go off alone. Stig, can you keep an eye on her while I watch Caradwin?"
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I know it was here somewhere.
You are walking away back, kind of towards the way you guys came, heading back south-ish.
Okay.
But
As I'm going over there, I'm looking to see if there's any tracks that aren't ours.
okay, give me a survival check.
Can I
Okay.
aid her in this?
Sure.
Okay.
You are not seeing any tracks.
Okay, so this thing's probably a ghost. More than likely. I'd look around to see if I see it.
You're
Or
looking.
hear where it's
You're
going.
looking around, but you don't see anything. You just still hear crying off in the distance.
The further I go, does it sound like it's getting closer, or is it just keep getting further away the more I walk?
It doesn't sound like he's getting further away, but it doesn't sound like the distance that it is. You can't tell if you're getting. I would say you're getting closer to it, but you still got like a ways to go.
Okay. I know I hear it. It's somewhere around here. It's been driving me crazy for these past few days.
Does Stig hear anything?
No. So you can give me a survival check. The way that Nyx is leading you southwest.
Yeah, that's not the direction we want to go. So I'll just say, time's up. Time's up, Nick. Squirt.
Okay. I just thought I could find it. I don't know. It just sounds so sad.
You guys come back to Caradwin and Galliford. The dome is put up. and you guys are surrounded by spirits.
I cast protection from evil and good on Gallenford again. At least leave us in peace for a few minutes.
Okay.
I would try to catch you before you do it on me to put it on Caradwin since she never gave me the book back.
Maybe. What's do I know that she's casting that protection from evil and good?
Yeah, you see her holding up an amulet and begins to cast a spell through the amulet, but you don't know what spell it is. But last time
Okay.
she casted it did help with the ghost issue a little bit.
So I will mention. Uh, why don't you try casting that on yourself?
Me? But I don't have any ghosts after me.
You're the only one who's hearing the whispers or the crying.
Hmm. Guess. I guess I could do that. As I was about to cast it on Gallenford, then Gallenford says to do it on Caradwin, and now Stig says I should do it on myself.
What? You're doing what?
She doesn't know who to
So-
cast it on.
As Stig says that, Gallenford will be like, "That's a good point. Yeah, try yourself."
Alright, I cast it on myself.
I'll just turn to the edge of the dome, since I know the spirits are around us, and tell them a quiet story and be like, "So this one time at Bard Camp,
Oh Jesus. Nix, when you cast that spell on you, the crying is silenced. You don't hear anything.
It stopped. Crying stopped.
Is there anything you guys wish to do this evening?
does my Bard Camp story do anything to the nearby spirits?"
No, not really.
I'll probably do my usual routine of writing stuff down and then trying to call out to the voice.
You call out to it, um, but again, you don't get a response.
This dome prevents magic from passing through, yes?
Yes. I can post it again, or it's just a little bit up if you scroll up.
This is Stig asking.
Oh, Stig asking. Yes. Nothing can pass through. Objects, spells, nothing can reach us in here.
So, Gallenford, have you tried to contact this being while not inside the dome?
I have not.
Stig will then just roll back over on. We'll roll back over and go back to sleep.
Oh my gosh, Stig's the only brain cell in our group. Sorry, Kyler.
No, that's fair. That is fair. I feel like I should have recognized that. It's been a stressful few days for all of us.
Well,
You,
in
you
defense,
just hear Stig. No, how are you guys still alive?
we all remembered what happened last time I spoke to it. So if I can't be in the dome, then it sounds like we need to get to an area where we know is going to be safe, which is probably the lake is the closest. So I guess until we get to the lake, that'll be the next time I try. So per usual, I'll take the watch when it is the darkest.
I guess Stig always takes second watch because he likes to turn in early.
I guess I could take the early morning watch and prepare for when the dome shuts off.
So, Nix, you've got first watch.
Okay. I'm trying not to fall asleep.
10 minutes have gone by, Nick, since when you've cast that protection from good and evil, and you hear the crying again.
Oh man. It's gonna be a long night. And then I'm just gonna sit there with Bucky and tell him a bedtime story so he can fall asleep.
Yeah, Bucky is very uneasy, especially what's been going on, and with Caradwen having the book. He's just kind of been not really coming out. He's been hiding in your gear and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's ready to go home.
Yeah. I kind of miss home too. Alright. Once upon a time, there was this squirrel, and his name was Bucky, and he decided to leave the house so that he could go exploring. But his dad was like, "You can't go anywhere. This is where you belong. You need to be safe." But then Bucky said, "No, I hate this place. I'm leaving." And then he left. And then he met these group of adventurers called the Muddlers of Montana. The end.
All right. Yeah, Bucky is now asleep and kind of snuggling up with you. But again, for you though, like you said, it's a long night until the end of your shift because you just hear that constant sad crying.
I don't know what you're trying to tell me, crying voice, but it would be very helpful if you at least give me a message that makes sense. And then I poke at the fire.
All right. It is Stig's turn. You wake up Stig. Stig. The night continues on without so much of an issue. The morning comes, early morning. Caradwen, when you're awake, the dome dissipates.
I do my morning routine with the images of the three autumn musketeers giving aid to the group. And then I'll kind of point my blade outward in the direction we need to go and say, all right, let's be off.
And so we do.
All right. Oh, are you going as horses, Nix?
That was the plan. I was gonna be a horse for the next two of my uh wild shapes
Okay.
for the day.
Um, with that, you guys are able to speed through. Get Trisha, Nix. This time though, you still hear the kind of the crying during the day. But you guys are able to get half a day to the river's edge. I
If
don't
we're
know
able,
how long does your wild shape last, Nix?
2.5 hours.
2.5.
So that makes 4 for using both of my wild shapes would be 4 hours then.
Okay. You would have to use both of your wild shapes to get to if you wish. And if you guys are on a gallop or whatnot, you can get to the river's edge.
if we're able, and people agree, I think getting across the river before we put down for the night might be a good idea.
Agreed, especially if Nyx's wild shape lasts for us to get across the river at least. Because then you can stay on Beauregard
That would be great. Yes, it would be great.
and just tie a rope to each other as we cross.
God, I hate that I suggested this so much.
All right. So you guys try to forge the river.
Yes, and we're linked by rope.
Give me athletics checks.
Do I make it, or does Beauregard make it if I'm on top of him?
Beauregard.
Okay. Perfect.
And I guess we should decide who's on Nyx and who's on Beauregard with you, because one of those is going to get inspiration to hopefully get us across.
Gallenford, you stick with Caradwen.
Okay.
Are you giving Beauregard inspiration?
I am, and hopefully Stig is pretty good at survival to help Nyx.
Alright. So I'm going to make that roll. I'm going to use that inspiration. It's 1d8, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's a 13.
Okay. Next, give me an athletics check. Yeah, you guys are doing well. But
Now,
then,
Nyx, are you using yours or the horse's athletics?
I don't have horse stats on me right now.
Give me
So I'm using
Ooh,
mine.
I do. It's a +3 to strength. They are not proficient in athletics.
Alright, so it's a 7.
I got Bone Regard up, so I think they're the same stats.
It's a what? So roll a d20 plus 3.
Okay.
Okay.
13.
You guys are able to. Luckily, this river's not as rapid or as strong as the other main river, but you guys are able to get across. And you're all wet.
I start immediately casting Prestidigitation to start drying myself.
Since it was mostly the pants that were kind of in the water, I'll kind of just start trying to wring out my pants. Alright, we're making good time. Now we just gotta get just a little bit further up towards these mountains where it's closest to the lake and then try to cross.
All right. It is again getting close to night. Do you guys not have the handout for a riding horse?
I do. It's Bone Regard as a riding horse.
You deleted Harvey.
Yeah, I deleted Harvey. He had his own character. Okay,
Under Creatures and Monsters, it's Riding Horse.
Okay, yes, that's what I was checking. So again so you guys get across, but and it's afternoon. It's midday.
Okay, let's press on a little bit until it's more closer to night. Get a little bit more distance, and maybe our clothes will dry off during the walk.
Oh, I'll start helping other people dry off too.
All right.
I can't tell you how many times I've accidentally activated the fire alarms in the library and have had to do this to dry off the books.
Now I'm curious what the fire alarm is in your library.
It's best if we don't bring that up currently.
Is it just the librarian going fire?
Yeah, they just cast like a sleet storm, but it's all rain.
So next, you don't have any more wild shapes for the day. So you guys get about to here.
Yep.
Unless we short rested at any point, we could take an hour off and get those back and gallop further.
You can most certainly stop for lunch.
We could stop for lunch and then get them back.
Stop for lunch. Stop right after we ford the river.
Yep.
Next, the crying has not gone away. But you guys, don't forget to knock off rations.
I will say in the bag of holding there are bulk rations.
Yeah. We got, which actually I haven't been tracking them in the bag of holding. Because I have, I think, a couple.
I know we should still be good because of the mass amount of berries that Gallenford found, but I hope you guys aren't getting tired of berries.
9 pounds of blackberries.
Yeah, I'm actually, this is my last ration out of my personal stock, and then I have to dig into the bag of holding.
Same.
I've been eating the berries.
Galford, you've been going to the bathroom a lot since you're just scarfing down berries.
Okay, I'll start dipping into my rations to lessen that.
Why don't we just expend one bulk ration?
Yeah, we can do that. That'll save me the ration of my character sheet and
In case,
Gallenford from the bathroom.
and I figure we snack on the berries between meals.
All right, so we're down to 9 bulk rations then if we use that today.
Your Damask is taking care of you from the grave.
Yeah, we have 9 pounds of blackberries.
I still miss that.
You're welcome. I guess I'll
Um,
start keeping an eye out on small critters again.
Something we should potentially hand out, now that I think about it, is that we have 2 healing potions in the bag of holding. Do we want to keep them in there, or do we want somebody to hold on to them?
Someone maybe should hold on to them because I still have a bunch of goblin weeds,
I still
and
have 5 goblin weed myself.
I also
Maybe
still
you
have
should
those
keep it to
other
Stig.
2 potions.
Dig actually has 4 potions of healing for himself.
Oh.
Nyx, do you need any?
I mean, I can take one just in case I run out of spells, and I can go around pouring it in people's mouths.
Yeah, I can. I'll give you. Do you want both of them or just one of them?
Uh, somebody else can keep the other one just in case I go down.
Okay. I'll keep the other one then. So I'll give 1 potion of healing to Nyx, and I'll keep 1 for myself. Well,
And
not
just to
use on
remind
myself,
everyone, I do still have that potion of superior healing.
And you still have the 2 magic items you guys got from the church.
we do actually. On that note, Stig, have you thought about maybe using these?
Using what?
The gauntlets and the sword.
What gauntlets and what sword?
Oh,
He was distracted.
I also might have been greedy and kept it from him. We have
You
found these
guys, you
gauntlets.
guys found it while he was grieving and never mentioned it.
That's true. that is accurate, actually. Well, I have, if you're interested in it, a pair of gauntlets and a great sword. The great sword, much like that vampiric creature we fought, will allow you to absorb the life force of enemies that you damage. The gauntlets let you wield heavy weapons with one hand. So you can one-hand this badass-looking greatsword.
Well, I guess you have no need for them.
Even with the gauntlets, I couldn't lift the greatsword.
He'll hold his hands out.
Yeah, I'll give him the gauntlets and then the sword after that.
Okay.
The sword, I don't know if you have them in your notes too.
I'm
Stig.
doing that now.
Okay. The sword has 4 charges, and when you expend 1 charge, you can deal an extra 2d8 necrotic damage, and heal the same amount of necrotic damage.
You know, that's almost exactly what my sword does. Except for mine, I have to crit with it. So this is almost an upgrade for Stig.
Yeah, I guess you would have... theoretically, you'd have more opportunity to use the 4 charges on this sword than you would relying on crits.
If there are 2 gauntlets and they each allow you to lift things with one hand, can you dual wield 2 great swords?
I
And
think
this
you would need...
Gallenford asking, wanting to see you try and lift both swords.
Well, one of them is a great sword, and the other one, the Stig's, is a long sword, so it's versatile.
Oh,
So for Stig, that would essentially be a longsword in one hand and a dagger in the other. With these gauntlets on.
Or a short sword.
Or a short sword, there you go.
You gotta see how heavy a great sword is.
I think it's 6 pounds? Which I think is lighter than great swords are in real life.
It is a game, so they have to make balanced mechanics.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Stig can wield it. put it on my character sheet. I guess when I run out, expend all the charges, I switch to my other blade.
Actually, I'm wrong. Apparently, Scottish claymores weight about 6 pounds.
Yeah, the issue is that it's kind of just a massive lever.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, add that to your character sheet. Stig is a great sword. So, lunch goes. I mean, no problem. Nothing exciting. And you, so you just next you get your wild shapes back.
Okay. Alright, I had my. Okay, time to be a horse again.
You'll end up at the base of the mountains here. At the end of the day, of going the same pace. Night begins to fall. The spirits are starting to rise again.
I think we would go through our normal routines.
Beauregard kind of goes off to one of the spirits and begins to eat it.
I guess everybody needs to eat
Whoa.
breakfast.
You don't normally see
Guys,
that.
I think.
Just leave him be. I don't need him to think that human flesh is okay. Just spirits, ghosts, totally fine.
And the spirit begins to screech in agony, if like it was being tortured, and as Beauregard is devouring this thing.
Okay, Carrot, when maybe stop him, get him in the dome.
The dome is gone, I think, at this point. Or are we putting it up in the dome right? Or yeah, I guess we're putting it up. It's just now nighttime,
As
isn't it?
you are beginning to,
Uh-oh.
so Beauregard is off in the distance. You guys are you feel the earth begin to rumble, and the ground begins to, you see, kind of mound up, like something is coming through the dirt.
Where beneath us, or
Right beneath you guys, yeah.
I run.
I
Scatter.
will move from, yeah.
And as it, don't move too far.
Don't make me get my angry voice out.
You guys, you guys are kind of moving out of the way. As this, you see 4 tentacles begin to slither out of the earth and begin to like reach for you guys. Stig, you can be further away if you wish. You don't have to be that close. As this, and you see a massive beak burst through, and you see a giant worm-like creature with tentacles.
Son of a grick, dude.
And then you see,
At least it's not a sarlacc. That's what I was thinking when he's like, and a tentacles, and then a beak appears, and I go, oh no.
and you see 2 smaller ones pop up.
Well,
We're gonna roll initiative.
oh, did that not add me in? Oh, dang it. I thought it would. Okay. I rolled a 12 initially, but I had to add myself to initiative.
Okay.
Awesome. We're doing great, guys.
Yep.
Look at those single digits.
Did I select the token?
Wonderful.
All right. This is not a surprise round. The bigger Grick kind of is looking around, and it looks at you, Caradwin.
Of course it does. I'm just gonna start off by casting Shield.
Okay.
That makes my AC 19.
He's gonna attack with his tail. For 12.
Oh, that'll miss.
Hold on, I'm gonna. And then it's gonna try to hit you with this tentacles.
That will literally just hit. Damn it.
Okay, it's for 19 slashing.
Holy shit.
And since it hit you with its tentacles, it's going to make a beak attack at you. Oh, wait, no. Wait. If that attack...
Thank God for aid, because
Yep.
that took the brunt
It
of
says,
this.
if that attack hits, the Grit can make one attack against the same turn, one beak attack. So yeah.
Yeah, he can hit me again. Fuck. Can I shield on top of a shield?
No. For 8 piercing.
Okay. Great.
And that is the...
I'm really, really glad for aid. Gallenford, I gotta say.
This one... It's going to go up to Stig. Oh, I gotta get the character sheet back. Oh, wait. Was I using the wrong? No. Okay.
Is this thing attacking me?
It's attacking you. One with this tentacle. It's gonna try to hit you with the... What the hell? 17.
17 hits.
Damn. Okay. And it's going to try to attack you with its beak.
Yep.
And this one's going to go up to Nyx. Does 19 hit you, Nyx? All right, Caradwin.
I'm going to bonus action Misty Step out of this thing. Hold on, let me hit the spell card real quick. If I can scroll down quicker. Alright. Bonus action Misty Step, 30 feet. Right to there.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cast. I have to do a cantrip on my action. So I will. Yeah, I'll just do chill touch. I don't want to do bonfire until I think it's stationary enough. So 14 to hit the big guy?
That unfortunately does not get through his thick hide.
Awesome. Love to see it. And I'm going to continue to move with my movement. Another 5, 10, 15, 20. 25.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Gallenford.
Come in here and stab at this guy.
Uh, 25 will hit.
And I'm gonna expend a defensive flourish. And then I'm gonna strike a second time since I can do that now.
Okay. Unfortunately, the 12 will not. It dodges out of the way your second attack.
Okay, and before I move backwards, I'm going to bonus action Healing Word Stig since he's close by to the smaller and bigger creature.
Oh, I should ask if Stig or Nyx wanted to go first. But
Well, we haven't gone yet.
so Stig or Nyx, who wants to go first?
Steak can go first.
Okay.
I'll go first.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Stig.
All right, I immediately don't like this thing, so I'm just going to go into my rage.
All right. Y'all hear Stig give out a mighty roar as he rages.
And I'm going to bring down this new greatsword, one-handed,
Okay.
recklessly.
It is able to dodge your attack.
Awesome. Going to action surge. Try it again.
Uh,
18.
That will hit.
10 slashing. Can I use the charge? Is just once I hit.
Yeah, you can expend a charge when you hit.
All right.
I need
I'm expending a charge.
All right. If I need to word that in better, I will do that for you.
So it's going to take 10 necrotic, and I will regain 10.
All right. This creature, as you kind of cleave it into, is still alive, but it is bleeding out. Another solid hit like that will probably take it out.
All right. That's all I can do right now.
All right. Nyx.
I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire. I think it's just 20 feet, so it'd be like that, right? But 20-foot cube.
What's the spell? I mean, it was Fairy Fire, but what does it say? Can you post that card? Oh, in a 20-foot
Yeah.
cube. Okay. Yeah. So the Gricks will need to give. Well, you guys don't know these are Gricks. These
I
are
don't
just
know what they are.
these
I
are
just know
just-
that they're
yeah.
stuff.
Dex. Fail. Sorry, fire.
And it lights them up green.
All right. Well, the bigger one failed its the dexterity, but however the little one succeeds.
Okay. And I'm gonna take one step back. So if it wants to take an attack of opportunity, it can.
All right. Swipe at you. 17
That's a hit.
for 10.
Ooh, that hurt.
All right. Don't forget Bucky's with you. This one's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Goes up all the way up next to Caradwin. Stig, the small Grick is going to attack you. Oh, fuck. So it's 12 plus 10, so 22. Oh, it's not. It's only. Is it with just the first attack or all attacks for reckless?
Reckless is all attacks.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 10 points of slashing damage instead of. But the 22 will hit for 3. As it's not been able to really get past your you see the tattoos on Stig begin to glow, and now he was able to like block off this an attack that would have done massive damage to him. It was like dead on. It just bounced off. Stig did take some damage, but not as much as he would have. This Grick is gonna go up to you next. Oh no, I'm not advantage. For 8, 12. All right. Caradwin.
I'm once again asking you to let me Misty Step. And I'm going to teleport. Let's see. 30.
Wait, you're asking me?
Well, I was making the meme. You know, the Bernie Sanders meme?
Oh.
That was kind of the joke. It's okay. It wasn't that good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to use 30 feet of movement to go 5, 10. Oh, no, hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to cast Chill Touch at it again. Hopefully hitting it this time.
It is fairy fired, so.
Oh, the big guy?
Yeah, the big guy has fairy fire on him.
Okay, I will toggle advantage and try again.
That's a hit.
22. Awesome. For 11 necrotic damage. That's actually pretty good. And that's my action, bonus action, and movement.
All right. Gallenford.
Seeing Carrotman run this way, I relax a little bit, and I see Nyx having some difficulty, so I'm going to try and take that thing out for her.
Uh, 16 is a hit.
Okay, I will pull the blade free and stab at it again.
Uh, 18 is a hit.
This is still alive.
It screeches in pain as it falls, as it flops to the ground. It withers around, but then it is still.
I'll pull my blade free and I'll kind of point my free hand towards Nyx to heal her and just say, "Stay behind me." And that'll be my turn.
All right, Stig. Oh Jesus, that's a. You cleave it in two. Is that your turn, Stig?
I've been muted this whole time. Channeling some Connor right now.
I know, I'm bad at my mic discipline.
Yes, I chopped that one in half, and then I'm going to use my quick toss to throw this at normal.
Where are you throwing? A dagger?
Yes, one of my throwing knives.
Oh, okay.
It's long range, but with advantage, so normal.
Okay.
Normal.
Unfortunately, it bounces off the hide. You know when you throw a knife, the blade doesn't go in. The hilt.
I mistimed it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, my turn's over.
All right, Nyx.
Alright, I'm gonna go 5, 10 right here. Oh, I'm in a tree. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I'm going to see if I can get it this way. Come on. Oh, it's in the center. Okay, one more. 25. And I'm gonna cast Ice Knife at it.
Okay.
Hey, this is the spell I used to kill Morgan the first time.
Sorry, Morgan.
Since
Let me
Morgan's
just-
not there,
it's the first
it doesn't hit the creature. Okay, yeah. So yeah, the 14 won't. Unfortunately, it's not unable
Yeah,
to target
It does still explode.
on a hit. Hit or
Hit
miss.
or miss,
Hit or
the
miss.
shard then explodes.
Oh, okay.
2d6 cold damage.
Let me give it a dex save. 14. What's your save DC?
It
12.
says 12, so it saves.
Just double check, make sure that's correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to change all of mine today, so you might want to.
Usually it's a little screwy.
Spellcasting ability, wisdom.
And I don't want to say, but you did forget a bear had +4 strength the other day.
Yeah, because my spell save DC says 14.
And
So yeah, you're right. It has to be 14 then.
Okay, I still
Yeah,
succeed.
Okay.
the spell
Yeah.
description's wrong, but it still saves.
All right.
Yeah.
$30. It's gonna go there. Stay. You can. It provokes from you.
And do I still have advantage on this attack because I was reckless?
Well, he's fairy fired too, so you'd have advantage anyways.
Oh.
Anyways, yes. How foolish of me.
Oh, okay. I'm like, who's
The Watcher?
Yep.
You don't need to know who the Watcher is. 22.
A 22 is a hit.
And just because I don't... No, I don't think I... Can I activate the charge?
You can use a charge on a hit.
Okay, I'm going to just do that anyway. Because I don't think Caradwin likes it. So that'll be another 11 necrotic, and I will heal 11.
All right, this creature is not looking well at all, but it is still standing, and it's charging after you, Caradwin. But I have to move to get there. This is dead. This is dead. Caradwin, it is your turn.
All right. Oh God, what spell do I want to cast at it right now? I am going to. I'm going to try my ice spell again to see if I can freeze it in its tracks and move away without provoking. Because I know he hit me from range last time. There we go. I thought I deleted the spell for a second. DC 15 con save against this thing as I kind of angle the cone in this direction. Well, actually, yeah, in this direction so I don't hit Stig.
Is Morgan also right there?
Well, this will be the bottom side of it, and then up that way. Awesome. So he takes 14 cold damage, and since he failed, I will. That was my last second level slot. I'm glad that worked. His speed is also reduced to 0,
All right.
unless he uses an action to undo it.
You freeze this creature in place, but you see it is a giant block of ice, but you see it begin to crack as it's trying to struggle to get free.
That is totally fine. It's going to lose an action, so that's all that matters to me. And then I'm going to... Actually, it can still hit me, can it?
It's frozen in place, but it still can attack.
Okay, and I'm within range of its tentacles, huh? Okay, maybe not my most well thought out plan.
What the hell is that?
Study some deadly encounters. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm gonna remain right here.
Okay, Gallenford.
I'm coming, Caradwin.
I froze it. It can't move. Be quick.
And I will
Wait, why are you rolling with advantage? Oh yeah, fairy fire. My
fairy
bad.
fire.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Who cast the fairy fire?
Nyx.
Okay, Nyx.
And I will mobile flourish this to try and push it back.
It's dead.
Oh. We did it, guys.
You pierce
You
it
alright,
in
Drew?
many pieces, and it falls in chunks of ice.
Oh, that might have worked to our advantage. I was gonna say, last time we got scary creature parts, we were able to harness them into a lot of our items. Your ice allowed us to break this thing apart easier.
Yeah, I suppose there is a positive to this. I'm bleeding, so I'm gonna go patch myself up. If you
Are,
Oh,
don't
stand
are we out?
still.
Are we out of initiative first?
Oh, sorry.
And now he'll Caradwin. Or better yet, because Nyx, you're still injured too, aren't you?
Little bit.
I've wanted to use this.
Ooh.
Wow, I thought it'd heal more. Well, you both get 4.
Yeah, the thing about Mass Healing Word is that you can target multiple creatures with it.
As you sing, play a rhyme to heal your compatriots, the attack is over, and with that, we're going to take a quick bathroom break.
Huzzah!
Did I log into the right game? You guys killed the monster and now pray. This can't be right.
I
We're
think
getting better.
in replacing Damascus with Stig made a big difference. I mean, I don't want to narc on Damascus; he was great, but Stig really puts the damages in. Besides, that was just a random encounter. B, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Chris, last session we got this new vampire sword.
And vampire horse, apparently.
Yeah,
Is
this
Bonegard like a vampire horse now?
We don't know what he is, but he's got some flesh,
I
and
did you
he ate a vampire.
I think you left before you met Beauregard. Our
No, I
undead
was there.
horse.
I was there when we got him, and he was, folded into a suitcase and stuff.
He's got flesh now and now fangs.
You know he's going to be the big bad, right?
Yeah,
We
I
have
have a feeling.
yes. But this vampire blade we just got is a great sword that allows me to do an extra 2d8 necrotic by expending a charge. And I'm a crit fisher, so
Yeah, like you need to do any more damage.
yeah, I'm like constantly doing in the upwards of 20 points at least.
Brad, did you want to? I mean, not this game. Are you make a character?
I'm not coming back. I didn't have anything else really going on right now, and I thought I'd listen in.
Okay. No, that's no problem. I was just curious. Because Cody, he said he was either gonna make. I told him to make whatever he wanted because I don't.
Is he going to be joining next session?
A monk, a rogue, or a ranger. Perhaps. I'm waiting on his character stuff.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with those three. Because I think Ken said that he was just like, he kind of claimed the healer position.
He's making a healing druid.
Yes.
I love druids. Hopefully, after I make this level 20 druid for Ken's game, I can stop making druids for a while.
Druids are like the only class that I haven't really touched on. I don't know why.
Oh man, I still gotta finish my backstory for my character for Ken's game.
It was easy for
Waiting
me.
until session 0 to see how we actually are transported to the world before I sort of write a backstory.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Mine's easy. Ken sent an invitation and I took it. That's her whole backstory, is that she technically doesn't really care about being a god. She just wanted to visit other realms. This was the first chance she got. Just coming up with flavor text for her. She has a spell called Summon Celestial,
Oh, that's awesome.
and she's what's it called? One of the dual decks from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I think they're dual decks, the card holder thing.
Yeah, so she's gonna summon her Celestial in attack mode because there are two types of Celestials you can summon: an Avenger and a Defender.
That's actually a really fun idea for like a conjuration wizard.
Just has a deck of cards of her summons.
My answer is still no, Jeremy.
What?
About Sally.
Oh, I asked Chris if I could if I could summon Sally and then cast planar binding so that she would be subjugated to my will. He said I couldn't do that.
That's just asking for trouble. All right. We're gonna get back. Quick sound check again. Caradwin,
I'm here.
Stig,
I'm here.
Gallenford,
I am here.
and Nyx.
Here.
All right. So you just defeated these worm creatures with tentacles and a giant beak. What do you do?
Start the dome.
I'm gonna pull some of the, like, try and get some parts from the creatures while Carowin's working on the dome.
Could I assist Gallenford?
Sure. Nyx.
I'm gonna look for that. Crying again.
Okay.
Don't go too far.
I won't. I promise I'll only be 5 minutes away.
That's pretty far. Stay kind of within sight.
Also, when you guys look over, Beauregard is eating another spirit.
Are you sure we shouldn't be worried about him? Not me.
No, not at all. I think he's just gonna be cooler.
There's a joke there somewhere. I'm trying to find it.
Gallenford, give me a survival check with advantage to see what you can harvest. What are you trying to harvest? Let me ask you that.
I think I would start with the beak, because something tells me it's sharp and might be able to do some damage. And after that, I would probably try to go for the tentacles.
All right, give me a survival check for the beak with advantage, because you have Stig helping you out. And are you just harvesting the big one?
I'll start with the big one, yeah.
Okay, yeah. The ice, the freezing of it from character and spell is not helping you at all with this process on the big one.
Realizing that, I think maybe Stig's weapon might be more durable for working on the bigger one, and I'll try the tentacles on the smaller ones.
Well, I think you already broke the big one. Stig will try his hand at the other smaller one.
Okay, you each of you give me a survival check, since you're doing two separate ones. Stig, you have never seen a creature like this before, so this is all new to you. You're kind of learning.
I never got to the harvesting. I was more focused. My training was more focused on the killing aspect.
Gallenford, you're able to, from the after practicing on the big one, you're able to harvest the smaller beak.
Ah, that's better.
And guys are covered in this green blood from these creatures.
Well, that's normal. That was even before we started harvesting.
And you said I got the small beak?
The beak, yeah. Be sure to write that in your notes. Because you guys were doing that, so. Jeremy, if you want to keep that other beak at a 9, you can.
Yeah, I'll toss it.
Okay. And you said, Galfrey, you're gonna try to harvest the tentacles.
Yes.
All right, give me another survival check. They're giving you a hard time with them. They're coming off and.
They're giving you a hard time, and the tentacles are trouble too.
Yes.
Well, at least I got the beak.
Stig, are you gonna try your hand at the tentacles on the other one?
Nah, I want to see where Nyx went off to.
All right. Nix, you are following the crying and you're heading back towards where the river is. Again, it's basically you got to keep going southwest.
Southwest. You have to go this way.
Can I see Nyx, or do I have to look for her?
You're gonna have to look for her for a little bit. Even 5 minutes away is still a long ways away.
I'll just be heading in her direction, where she went.
Um, Stig, you see Nyx just kind of walking off south. She's a little bit a ways, but I mean you could call out to her.
I'll just. She's okay. I'll just try and catch up with her.
All right.
Nyx is gonna stop in place for a second and just put her hand on the ground and just close her eyes and say, just tell me what you want me to do.
Give me an insight check, Nyx. This kind of sobbing and crying, it sounds like it's like a child is lost or trapped in a way. You know, like a little kid got locked in like a closet from hiding, and when you can't get out.
How do you know what that sounds like, Chris?
Because I was one of those childs.
I'm just messing with you, Chris.
So that's what you get the sense is something's like a child is lost or locked and can't escape.
And when she asks, "What is it you want me to do?" they go. I want you to stay within sight of the camp. And he's going to basically pick her up and carry her back to Caradwyn and Gallenford.
When did you get here? How long have you been following me?
He will remain silent.
I have to help this kid. I think it's a kid.
And that's the problem right there. You think it's a kid. Do you know how many monsters have the ability to trick their victims into coming to them? Have you not learned nothing from this place?
What's it even matter? I'm basically dead anyways.
He's going to hold her in front of him and he goes, "No! You do not think like that! Don't you ever think like that!"
Are they close enough at this point that we would have heard Stig shouting?
And why not? It's true.
If you breathe, then you've got a will to live.
On borrowed time, I know that we're all dying eventually, but I have a time limit, and it doesn't seem like whatever.
Then do you want to spend that time moping?
Helping at all?
You want to spend that time moping? Or do you want to live with the time you have?
I've already caused so many people to die because of this soul journey.
And you think it'll make it better to just throw your life away? After all they sacrificed?
She doesn't say anything.
He will drop her and he goes, do what you want. I'm not gonna help a spoiled brat. She won't be willing to help herself.
How close are you guys at this point?
I don't know. It's Nick's. Nick's, what are you doing? You still hear the sobbing even after Stig walks away.
I assume Stig brought her about halfway back.
She just kind of stares back where the sobbing comes from and starts crying too. And says, I'm lost too.
Galliford, do you see Stig walking back by himself?
Oh, I was going to say something, but I just saw this. Be right back. If I see Stig come back alone, I would have asked him if everything was okay, and then I would look in the direction for Nyx and call out to her. But I'm not going to call out loud. I'll use my message cantrip. Nyx, are you okay? Can you please return back to camp?
She doesn't answer.
Not getting a reply back, Gallifrey will get worried and head in the direction he saw Stig come from.
All right. You see Nyx on the ground, huddled, crying. Like she's not like laying on the ground, but she's in that fetal position, like sitting down with her arms crossed and her head in her knees.
Nyx, what are you doing?
She just shakes her head.
It's not safe to cry out here away from us. And I will pick up Nyx and carry her back to camp, but I won't stop her from the sobbing.
I just wish I was useful. I just I just wish that we were not here anymore. I just wish we'd never even come here. We wouldn't
Nix,
have lost
we're,
Damascus. We wouldn't have lost Ash. I think that's what his name was. I don't even know anymore.
Whiskey?
No, she's talking about Aiden.
No, I was talking Aiden. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ash was his code name,
Ash Brimstone, that's right.
not to be confused with Ash Dawnbreaker.
everything happens for a reason, Nix. That voice allowed you to return, but did not intervene with other situations. That means you are meant for something more. We came out here because we care about you. That is why we risk so much. You are useful. Don't ever doubt that. Because of you, we've survived longer than we probably would have. Everything will be fine. Just keep holding on to hope.
She just doesn't say anything else after that.
I'll just bring her back into the dome towards her where she would normally lay, and I'll just play a light tune on the lute to try and get her to fall asleep.
Okay. Nix, you're sobbing. You hear Galliford's gentle tune, but again, you still continue to hear the distant crying. Night comes. The dome is up. I'm sorry, Carla.
No, this is good roleplay.
I know.
Don't ruin it.
Stig, you're off alone.
Eventually, he will come back to get the dome.
What, Caradwin and Galliford, what are you doing?
I am just kind of chilling in the dome. Caradwin doesn't know what to say or do, so she's just kind of sitting there.
I'm assuming since I tried to play a tune to get Nix to fall asleep, instead of her taking first watch, I'll probably have to. So while keeping an eye out, I'll make sure to note down everything that happened, especially those weird creatures we ran into.
All right. Give me a perception check. Beauregard is still outside of the dome. He actually never came back in when the dome was cast, so he's kind of out there mingling with the other spirits. It's very disturbing, kind of what's been going on with Beauregard.
No kidding.
I will try to quietly call Beauregard into the dome, but if he doesn't enter, I just keep a close eye on him. That way, when I wake up the next person for watch, we still have sight of Beauregard.
Well, he can't come in the dome. He wasn't in it when it was cast.
Okay, so I'm just keeping a close eye on Beauregard.
Okay. Who do you wake up next?
I'll wake up Stig, and as I wake up Stig, I'll kind of point out Beauregard, just be like, keep an eye on him, and maybe wake Carradine next. Maybe we should have Nyx do the watch closest to morning.
He might not appreciate me waking her up.
Well, after you would be Carradine, and then Carradine can wake up Nyx.
I get it. Go on, get some shut-eye. We still got a long way ahead of us.
Will do.
Before I forget. All right, Stig, you're keeping watch. Beauregard just kind of pacing around the dome, almost menacing. The way he's doing it. But then,
Yeah.
But your watch, the spirits are kind of around still, but they're kind of avoiding Beauregard after
I was going to ask if I see him eat any more spirits.
He throughout the day and whatnot, he's eaten about 3 to 4 spirits. Everybody has witnessed it.
Mm-hmm. Dig is just contemplating why they still have this murder horse. And maybe he's contemplating taking care of it himself soon.
All right. The night your watch is going on, and it's getting close to Carradine's turn.
Okay. Carradine's turn. I'll wake her up.
Anything exciting happening out there?
Just your horse staring at us.
Yeah, he does that now. It's kind of weird.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, say that again?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Nyx has final watch. And then Stig will go back to sleep.
As you guys are discussing, Beauregard neighs, and you all look over and you see his back begin to protrude, and you actually see almost like fresh blood begin to glisten and pour down his back and shoulders.
Yay! He's evolving.
Eventually,
Stig goes, I take it he's never done that before.
Actually, I think he did the first time he grew flesh.
Right.
Bony wings burst out of his back.
Oh my god!
And out of these wings, in between where you normally see like leather, it seemed like almost ethereal, like it's almost instead of flesh, it's ethereal in between each of the fingers of the wings.
Ghost wings.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Stig is a little disconcerted that Carradine goes, look, ghost wings on my flesh horse. He's going to have trouble getting to sleep tonight.
If I could leave this dome, I would be
Is
petting the
it
hell
is
out
it the
of
thing where it's like your
Bone
hand is
Girl.
up against the glass and its head is
His-
pressed against the other side of the glass?
His hoof is on the outside.
And that's her entire watch, is just her in that position.
Yep. Just in awe over this creature.
Yeah, I'll spend my watch just kind of taking notes on Beauregard in my journal, as well as kind of catching up on any notes I may have missed the last couple days about.
Are you drawing like little images of Beauregard in the side notes?
Yes, but it's like chibi Beauregard skulls, so they're pretty adorable.
And it's like stick figure you riding on it with hearts.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not rainbows, it's more like lightning storms.
Your watch kind of goes off with no issues. The spirits are still kind of keeping giving Beauregard a wide berth. The dome dissipates early in the morning.
All right. Guess we'll get everybody up.
Well, how did everyone sleep?
Beauregard's
Alfredo
got
says.
ghost wings.
Wait,
I
what?
shout excitedly.
That's how she wakes us up.
Stig already knows, but I was too giddy, and once the dome disappeared, I had to tell you all. It's awesome. Look at him.
Interesting. Well, I guess you don't have to worry much about the water now.
I immediately hop on Beauregard and see if we can fly.
You think? You are you gonna let him take off?
I'll try to keep him close to the rest of the party, but I do want to fly.
As you're getting ready, you all hear noises, chatting, and calling out, very similar to the goblin voices from the village.
How
Are
far
they
away do they sound?
are they speaking Goblin?
They are speaking goblin.
I actually know Goblin.
Oh,
I figured since I was
yeah.
trading with the goblins, I would be able to know Goblin.
You hear them say that they are this way. Make sure to bring the creatures. They will wrap them in their tentacles.
So goblins know where we are.
And
Do you need to do this right now, Caradwin?
Beauregard seems agitated and wants to kind of take off. And as you guys, off in the distance, Stig, you go off to the slight hill where you were seeing Nyx. You see a band of goblins, a many of them, and you see these floating creatures. These creatures have a beak, and they're like a floating brain with tentacles.
That's not good. So I will tell everyone, pack up. We're moving.
I don't know who else is going to ride with me, but I think we best get on and go.
Okay, I put aid on the everyone, and if Nyx is going into her horse form again for Stig, I will get on with Caradwin.
No, Nyx does not want to have anything to do with Stig. So she just, in horse form, just kind of nudges Gallenford.
Um,
Stig, we're riding a bone horse.
You think you could fit maybe 3 people on Beauregard?
But I don't want to leave Nyx on her own.
We could probably fit 3 people in 2 very small animals.
I say, Nyx,
We're gonna have to leave Bucky.
I'm gonna put Nyx in front of Caradwin, and then I'll get on behind Caradwin, and Stig can be behind me. That way, they're kind of separated. And say, all right.
Gallenford, your math is off. You said 3 people.
Well, we can have.
We all get on, and we see if Beauregard can manage it.
Are all 4 of you getting on the horse?
Apparently, yes.
I was gonna say Nyx can turn into like a little mouse or something. So
I can turn into a squirrel, so that now I'm Bucky size.
All right.
So we have 3 people, 2 squirrels, and then a raven flying next to us.
Beauregard begins to run, and you all see these creatures with the goblins. These are floating brains with a beak and tentacles, hanging low. And Beauregard runs, and then he takes off into the air.
I'm going to be securing myself to the horse.
That is a good idea. I'm going to take some rope and do the same.
My arms are spread wide, and I'm doing the King of the World thing from Titanic.
Oh, I forget. Oh, also like Harry Potter on Buckbeak.
Oh, yeah, that too.
No, Titanic one's better.
The Titanic one is better, for sure.
All right. The goblins were shooting arrows at you, and the creatures were getting close. So, with 3 people, and Beauregard takes to the air and up into the mountain there.
Well, let's get as far on the other side. Oh my god. Beauregard, you're headed in the wrong direction.
No, I think Caradwin's still in her pose.
After a while, you guys do see the lake, but Beauregard is not heading towards it. He's heading north.
Can I try to turn him in the direction of the lake?
You can give me an animal handling check.
Wonderful. +2, here we go. Come on, roll it. Oh, sorry, that should not be at advantage. Let me try that again.
He is on a path, and he is unwavering on this path.
God damn it.
Well, at least it looks like he could probably fly us out of here.
But with 3 people, after a while, he does land and has to rest.
Nyx also can only hold their shape for 4 hours.
Right.
I mean, if this can be made in that time, I got no problems with that.
Made progress, and well, now I have another plan. Since we reared out this way, if we go to the edge here, we can just fly over to Gloomstake.
Man, can you imagine being on a horse that close for a 4-hour flight? Take us down! I can't stand it anymore.
So that getting to here will take all day. So you guys will land and then have to take back off again.
And then, yeah. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Edwin, is it just me, or do you hear the screams of the damned every time Beauregard flaps his wings?
I mean, I don't think you're going to like the answer that I have to say, Stig, so I'm just going to remain silent on that matter.
While his wings are gliding through the air, it's almost like a constant scream while it whistles through the clouds.
Edwin, the correct answer was, it's just the wind.
I wasn't going to give you the correct answer.
Remaining silent is just as bad.
But Beauregard does settle down there at the base of the mountains for the evening. It is getting dark, and the spirits again are beginning to rise.
All right. Same routine.
Yep, might as well repeat everything except in the morning, kind of try and angle Beauregard towards Gloomstake.
I think we're going to need to tick off 2 more bulk rations for the last 2 days.
Yes, I will do that right now.
We're ahead of you.
Caradron, as you are putting up the dome, Beauregard is nudging your sack and trying to get into it.
That's my book. Don't touch it. Go eat some ghosts.
He kind of snorts at you for preventing from preventing him to trying to get into your sack. Gallenford, Stig, and Nix, what are you guys wanting to do?
I'll check around while Carrotwin's setting everything up. If there's
Allenford, perhaps you and I maybe could go foraging for maybe some dinner, because I'm getting tired of these rations.
that's actually what I was about to look for.
You don't
So
like
good
MREs?
idea with the help. But before we go off foraging, I just looked to Nix. I'm like, see, Nix, we're close to getting out of here. Just stay with Carrotwin, please. Everything's gonna be fine.
She just nods and stays where she's at and just pulls out her sketchbook and just starts drawing.
Now I have to ask, what is she drawing?
She's crudely drawing Stig and little like poops everywhere and a little like hat that says dummy on it.
Awesome. I can see it perfectly.
All right. Stig and Gallenford, you can each give me a survival check, or you can give one person advantage.
I feel like Stig has better survival, so I will give you advantage.
And while we're out, Stig will be asking Gallenford, it's like, is Nix a... You notice that Nix has kind of had a change about her?
She is younger than most of us. I think a lot of this stuff over here and what happened has kind of changed her positive outlook. We just gotta get her out of here and get her spirit back up.
Yeah. I guess you're right, she is pretty young. And I guess I was a little hard on her.
Oh, is that why she was upset?
She told me that we should have just let her die. What am I supposed to say to that?
I guess you gave her the tough love, and I gave her more of the positive words afterwards.
My upbringing was nothing but tough love. I was hurried when I was first brought here, and it was nothing but training day after day. That was my childhood. Guess you couldn't say it was normal.
No, well, I guess it wasn't as tough for me as a kid, but instead of being forced to do such things, I kind of followed my brother and his group, trying to be like them.
What were your brothers like? I'm curious. I was an only child. Youngest of the expedition.
He he was known very well. He was what I'm aspiring to be, one of the famous Autumn Musketeers, knights for the Autumn Court. He and his two companions were known for taking out evil creatures in the Feywild, especially those who ventured through portals and preyed on young kids. And I kind of waved the book I got from him. This book that I write in, it's it was his. I'm continuing the story, and within it are lessons from him and his two companions on some of their techniques.
You see Styx smile and says, "Well, just hearing that makes me think we might be closer than you think." My, I too am continuing my father's story. He shows you the like ragged cloth that he's worn. He goes, "This is the banner of the Hermon expedition, of which I am the last. You could say I'm carrying on his legacy. His skills may not be in a book, but they're in here," he says, tapping his forehead.
Gunford would smile at that. I guess we are very much alike.
I guess it's my job to make things right with Nyx, isn't it?
Yeah, she just needs to know that you're looking out for her best interest. I can help smooth things over and sing the background and play the perfect tune for your apology.
I don't know, that might just be awkward. What did we get on our survive? What did we catch during this
I
conversation?
I didn't want to interrupt. Being this close to the mountains, you are surprised to find like large game, and you find a mountain goat.
Bag of mountain goat.
It's not a big horned sheep. It's one of those the white ones with the small horns.
It works. So I'll carry it back.
Okay, Kardrin, you would have to wait until they get back to finish casting the dome.
That's fine.
Nyx, again, you still hear the constant crying, calling, kind of almost calling out to you.
Is it noticeable that she's still hearing that? Can I recognize that that's still something that's happening?
You can give me an insight check. Nix, are you trying to hide the fact, or are you just... What?
No, I'm not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to hide it.
Okay.
I'm just looking back.
Kedron, you could definitely tell she's still hearing what she's claimed she's hearing.
You know, we're not that far from the edge of this place. Maybe by the time we leave, you'll be free of listening to that sound.
I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to do something, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and anytime I try to do anything, people tell me I'm wrong.
Well, that's tough. It's not that I think that you're wrong in wanting to help whatever it is that's out there. I just think this place is doing its best to draw us in. It's tough to want to do something and not be able to do it. But I can tell you from experience, the first thing you try to do, well, I don't know. I haven't had the voices of a crying child in my head before, so maybe I don't exactly have a way to relate to that.
I mean, I don't know. I do want to leave this place, because this place has caused me and everybody a lot of grief. And we've lost so many people here. And I just wanted to make a difference.
Well, I can tell you that the losses we've faced are not your fault. I think that's a little out of our hands. I think we should definitely do some... I think the person that sent us here deserves quite the elaborate prank to happen to him. But I think we're on the path to making a difference. If what we know about that play is true, perhaps that's where we do that. We did a lot of good in Gloomstake. That made a big difference. But we can't be lucky all the time. Not everything we do and decide to do is going to be the right thing the first time we try it.
You know, I was never supposed to be anywhere. I was supposed to be at home, protected. But I made the choice to leave, and I left my family, and they don't even know where I am. And I think maybe that's where I went wrong. I just ran away. It's true what Styx says. I am a brat. I did choose the easiest path. To run away from my problems. And now I'm here.
Well, at least you made the decision to run away physically. Could have been a lot worse. You know, I think if things have gone different for me, I wouldn't have even studied magic. I think at some point there's a path for everybody, and whatever the reason that you follow it is, it's the path that you're on. And, well, there's always the option to return home at any point. Not in a permanent sense, obviously. I wouldn't want you to leave the group as a whole, but you can always go back and let them know you're all right. Send them a letter. but I think your decision to leave was a good one, no matter what your reasons behind it are. Again, we killed a dragon and saved a whole village. I'd say that was a pretty good decision on your part.
Yeah.
At the very least, you must have broken even at this point, right?
I think so. I mean, I got to meet all these new friends, and I got to finally, I don't know, just be me, not be fake.
Well, there's certainly still plenty of opportunity for that in whatever inevitable misadventures we face. But I'm glad that you're still with us. Even through all the loss.
Me too.
And our horse has wings now,
And
so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's still kind of creepy, but he's been helpful, so I'll let that pass. And then she just kind of gives Carradwin a bit of a hug, and she's like, "Thanks. I think I really needed that."
Well, I'm glad it helped. I really am not good at this, so whatever I can do.
At this point, Stig and Galliford has rejoined the
But
camp.
you still need to help me put a little prank on Stig, though. Just 'cause.
Oh, absolutely. He deserves it.
I deserve what?
Exactly.
We got some meat.
Is it tainted meat?
Would it matter if it was to you?
I'm not going to answer that question.
He just gives a little eyebrow raise, just like, yeah.
As you guys are prepping dinner and everything, you all see a massive pillar of light erupt from the earth from the direction of whence you came.
Wait, what? Say that one more time?
A massive pillar of seems to be light erupt
Sky portal.
from the earth, from where you guys were. It is about here.
I didn't see.
Right about... Oh, I was going to draw it. Right about here? Right there. Okay. Well,
That's unsettling.
Us?
we're almost out of here at least.
Was that where we camped last time?
You guys camped here.
So, okay, so... Oh, man. So they've gotten halfway to us, which means we should probably be quicker.
You sure that's the goblins?
I don't know or care what it is. We just need to be
How
quicker.
does this light look? Does it look very eerie or very divine? Like,
You can either give me an Arcana check or a religious check. This seems to be not divine in any nature. This seems to be unsettling like something was summoned to this plane, and whatever it was, kind of it took enough magical energy to cause that light.
All eyes
Well.
turn to Caradwin.
Do you want me to check the book?
Sorry. What are you guys doing? Or if anything.
I honestly,
Being
if
a
Beauregard...
that much magical power, being able to see it from here does not bode well. Even I can tell that.
Oh, God, I don't even know how to phrase the question I want to ask. Would I be able to recognize... would I be able to recognize the type of light or magical energy based on prior life experiences?
Oh, are we getting some backstory?
Either backstory or flesh mansion.
Not from this distance.
Okay, I figured as much, but
Most likely not from backstory or from prior, because the color seemed like a. It wasn't. Usually the color of the magic you could tell from the pillar of light usually kind of determines a little bit where it was summoned. You is
Like-
not a magic you are from. You have. You've almost you haven't experienced this particular type.
But she can kind of determine that it was a summoning.
Yes.
So I just picture Caradwin's like, the light didn't descend, so it's not celestial, and it didn't have an infernal radiance, so it's probably not infernal. So it's probably just a basic summoning of a super creature. Probably huge or gigantic based on the size of the magic.
It would have to be something either very big or very powerful, or both. Well, we have a couple options. If Beauregard's up to it, we could try to fly a little further. We have 4 hours if
The dome is
Nix,
up.
you're up to... Huh?
The dome is up.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. We have, at least 4 hours if Nix wants to transform into a mouse a couple times again. Otherwise, we can hope that whatever it is won't catch up to us while we're sleeping.
Perhaps, if I may make a suggestion, if we hop to the other side of the mountain, that might give us at least a mountain range between us and whatever that was.
I think that is a good idea. I think that whatever it is, if it has the ability to catch up to us, I don't think this thin mountain range will make a difference.
Nor I. And it's, from what I remember, more dangerous over there, so we may just be adding another challenge to us. So I think it's either we get as much rest as possible so we can try and book it in the morning, or we get a little bit more distance now.
I don't think there's a good answer to that question.
I think we should try to book it in the morning.
All right, well,
Gallanford,
the dome's still up.
Gallanford, shall we see about making this dome a little bit more hidden? Because I don't
Good
think
call.
we did that. Hey, Squirt, why don't you help us out? You look crafty enough.
Also, as a suggestion, I can take the last watch and I can reignite the dome until we're ready to go.
Sounds like a plan.
And maybe keep Beauregard in the
know my
dome. That
way around
way,
some sticks.
right when you drop it, we can pretty much just run out and it'll drop on its own when we run out.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right. Let's arts and crafts this dome.
All right. Survival checks, either individual or give one person advantage.
Who's got better survival? It's definitely not
Just
me.
have a +1.
I have a +4.
I'll give Stig advantage.
I'm just gonna be throwing mud at the dome.
Surprisingly close to where Stig is working.
Okay, much better than what Galliford always tried have attempted. It's much more camouflaged.
I think the mud should take credit for that. Her sporadic tossing makes it very natural looking. Am I doing good, Gallenberg?
Much better than me. My camouflage skills work better with people than items.
That's not what. Never mind. You're doing good,
Oh.
Nex.
She just gives him the stink eye. Yeah, I know I am.
I give Nyx a thumbs up from inside the dome.
Beauregard is not laying down. He is standing up, and he is alert and on watch.
Good. Morrigan, I will say as well, is outside the dome in the trees, keeping an eye on things, which I may regret when he poofs out of existence.
Okay.
We split the party emotionally.
Who is keeping first watch?
He'll take first watch.
Who?
Stig, me.
Okay.
Me, disembodied voice.
As you guys see Stig yelling in the air.
Okay, everyone, definitely keep quiet.
Again, the spirits have kind of gathered around the dome, almost to where Caradwin is sleeping, or Stig. Even your survival sense is on edge this evening.
Yeah, Stig has his glaive in hand.
But your watch is uneventful.
I will go and wake Gallenford.
Okay, I will get up and keep a close eye out on our surroundings.
All right. Nothing. Nothing. Beauregard is still staring off into the distance where that light came from. It's like he's tense. Your watch, for the most part, is uneventful.
Okay, I will wake Caradwin.
And then during this watch, I'm actually going to since it's not a concentration spell, it's just a ritual, the dome will stay up, and then I can do another ritual to make a new dome. So I will do that, and there will be like a brief second where the briefest of moments where the dome disappears and a new one reappears.
Okay.
But I will do that near the end of our long rest. So once I feel like the dome is going to fizzle out, I'll make a new one real quick.
All right. Is there anything you wish to do while you're on your watch?
Just kind of keep an eye on Beauregard, see what he's doing. I'll if I don't feel like Morgan is being weird about anything, then no, I'll just kind of keep an eye out.
Okay. When you're kind of watching around, the book falls out of your pack and it falls open.
I close it. Not today, you little shit. Talk to me in my head all you want, I don't give a fuck. You're staying in the bag. I throw it back in the bag.
Okay. As you are beginning to cast your ritual, Bone Regard is neighing, and everybody's waking up.
It's okay, Beauregard. We'll be safe in here as long as the dome is up, so please stay in here.
And
For the love of God.
If we're waking up, Gallonfred is immediately going to getting everything secured.
you guys are all. You hear bushes crush. You hear something charging towards you guys, and Beauregard is neighing and kind of wants to take off.
Everybody, grab your stuff.
Get on the horse. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god.
Oh, it's one of these things.
I have no idea what this is. He
Um,
looks like the abyssal boss that you fight in the first Dark Souls game, but with more eyes on him and less monkey fur.
You see this
I
creature.
believe this is what's called an eldritch horror.
This. You see this creature kind of busting through and is kind of charging at you guys. What do you guys do?
I say,
on the horse?
Nix, squirrel, as
Squirrel.
jumping on the horse, and I'm hoping Nix just transforms in midair so I can catch her. And I'm like,
Squirrel.
everyone on Beauregard.
Be back there. Morgan's gonna fly next to us.
You all hop on Beauregard, and Beauregard begins to take off and begins to flap its wings. And this thing's like charging and it's getting.
Yeah, Beauregard flies, dude. He's out of here. Directly into the air. Also, I would like to very much specify that I am keeping a very tight hold on my bag.
Okay. It swipes at you guys as like it misses you, like from the skin of your teeth, and Beauregard takes off and flies. And it does gives this a roar. It's not. It's unnatural the way it roars at you guys. But throughout the evening, even with Nyx turning back into herself, Beauregard flies throughout the evening nonstop. And then early in the morning when the sun is rising, he lands outside of the city of Gloomstake.
Oh boy.
And with
We
that,
did it, guys.
we will end the session there.